Welcome to our pop-up kitchen for the month of October. I'm Pat Russell, and I'm going to be kind of your MC and also one of the cooks this evening. And we are just going to have a blast, and we're so glad you're here with us. Now, I have to ask you a comment as we get started. I'm moving some things on my computer. If you're here with us, we would love for you to type in, hey, I'm here, maybe even who invited you. And if this is the first time you're joining us on our pop-up kitchen, do me a favor. And all you have to do is go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give them permission to use your name. Because then when you type in a comment, we'll see your name instead of Facebook user. I never know who Facebook user is. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's Lisa just went to her. Lisa's going to Facebook for me. So Lisa, thank you. So let me know. She's like, whoops, sorry, Pat. Y'all, I'm not on Facebook right now, so you can all tell me if you see comments. So what are we going to be doing tonight? Tonight we're going to do 4 fun recipes. We're going over the top tonight. I'm going to start us off with a recipe that I think is great for trick-or-treating because I remember when my kids were little, they just wanted to get out the door and start trick-or-treating. And when they were real young, that's what we did. But when they got older, a little bit older, I'm talking 7 or 8, I wanted to put food in them to kind of counteract all that sugar they were going to be throwing in their stomach within the next 30 minutes. So I'm going to be sharing with you a really quick, easy recipe that you could throw in to your microwave and feed everybody before you go out trick-or-treating. And then we have Star Director Marilyn Billings is with us today. And Marilyn is our queen of creativity. Marilyn's going to do some really fun treats that you can do with your kids or even just for you if you love to do that kind of stuff. So Marilyn's got, I think, 4, right, Marilyn?
4, yeah.
Yeah, Marilyn's got 4 really easy treats, so stay tuned for that. And then Lisa Berry's going to make one of my favorite things. I'm a popcorn addict, I just have to tell you. And when you put sugar and popcorn together, I'm in seventh heaven. And Lisa's going to be making some caramel corn for us, right, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
Yay! Which makes me really, really happy because I hate to buy it. And then because I know it's getting chilly out, and for those of us in the South, hey, it's going to be 30 tonight. We're going into shock here. Wow. I'm going to round off the evening by making something brand new, something I've never made before. We're going to do it together. And it actually is a pumpkin hot chocolate. Now, stay with me on this because I have a friend who makes this all the time and says it's to die for. So we're going to check it out. And, camera can't lie. If I take a taste and I don't like it, you'll know. But we're going to see how it tastes. So I want to say hey to Tammy. Tammy's here with us. Do we have anybody else? We've got 3 people watching us. That makes me so happy. If you invited friends, go ahead and message them and say, hey, they started. Come on, come join us. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let Lisa and Marilyn take a little snooze. Bye, guys. And I'm going to get started with our main recipe. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook right now, there's that little square button down on the bottom right-hand corner if you want to make me full screen, if you want. So once again, I'm Pat Russell. I'm the proud business leader of Golden Opportunity Sales, and I love to cook. One of the reasons I joined Tupperware is I love to cook, and I love to show other people how they can put best meals on the table. And this is one of our family favorites. In fact, Norm loves us to take it to lunch. That's my man. That's my husband. So what am I going to do? Let me show you this. Remember I said you're going out trick-or-treating with the kids. Instead of calling 1-800 for pizza, you can throw this, and it's so much healthier. So what I've got in here already is a pound of ground turkey. And this is so easy. This is like the kids could do it, seriously. So then I'm going to throw in a small onion, which I'll do just in a second. But I'm going to put in a can of chili beans. Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to show the label, right? Oh, well, I did. It's just a can of chili beans, everybody. I love my silicone spatula for this because it's going to get everything out, and that's what I want. I don't want to waste anything. I want all that goodness in there. Now, if you're thinking your family doesn't like chili, trust me, they will love this recipe. And I use ground turkey just because I like the flavor of ground turkey. I know some of my friends use hamburger. You can use whatever makes you happy, but I love ground turkey, so I use ground turkey a lot. Put that in the sink, rinse out, throw it in recycling. Then we're just going to take a can of diced tomatoes. I mean, usually this is all stuff you have in your house, right, guys? How easy is this? A can of that. And then Marilyn recommended to me to make it a 6 ingredient chili. and add some Fiesta corn. I went, oh, what a cool idea. So I got to get the can opener. So I'm going to use my Tupperware can opener. I know it's on because I lifted it up and it didn't fall off. Yay me. And hey, April, I'm glad you're here with us, dear. And I got to check one thing for us. And do that. There we go. And I'm just going to use the can opener to open that little baby up right now. Easy peasy. I like it because it's easy on my wrist because I'm old. I take the little beak, open it all the way up. Boop. And I'm going to drain a little bit of that juice off. Marilyn didn't tell me to do that, but I think I'm going to because I don't want to make my chili too soupy. I'm going to add that corn to it. Hey, guess what? I'm going to sneak corn into Norm's diet, some vegetables into his diet, and he'll never even know. So let's check. I put in the tomatoes and the chili beans and the corn, and now I got to put in some onion. But guys, I'm sometimes a klutz, and I should show you the bruise on my knee right now from being a klutz and running into the pedal on my Peloton this afternoon. Yeah, I'm a klutz. So sharp knives in me, sometimes not a good thing. So this is my bomb. This is the jam for me. I love this chopper because I can chop it as fine as I want and not have my 10 digits near a sharp knife. So chopping that up, and I'm going to add all that wonderful onion. And now I put one small onion in. Now you can put in more or less, just depends on what your family likes. And if you find the onions got too much bite, you're like, whoa, here's a tip. Take your onion after you chop it up, put it in a bowl with some cold water with ice cubes, and let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then drain it and put it into your recipe. What that cold water does, it takes some of that bite out of the onion. Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome tip. I love to share tips with you. Now we got to have a little spice in our life, right? So in my spice shaker, Norm likes spice. So we're going to put a spice in here that is an anchovy chili. It's spicy, guys. So I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to put, you can use chili powders. You can put in here anything you want. That's about enough for me. Now what I'm going to do is stir this up. Got to stir it all up. And I was careful not to go over my fill line, my max fill line. I've learned that trick because one time I went too high, being me, and I kind of made a mess. And that wasn't cool. I'm going to bring this back to our comments so I can see everybody. So I'm going to mix this all up together. I want to welcome everybody who's watching us. I hope you bring a friend or two. We love to cook for you. Now, this is the easy part. This is what I love, guys. So right now, that's all ready to go. And yes, that was raw. I didn't show you, but it was raw chicken. I'm sorry, raw turkey. So it's raw. I didn't do anything to it. I'm just going to put the cover on this and set it in the microwave. It says 25 minutes, but I've learned with my microwave, not so long. So I do 20. We all learn our microwaves. We have different wattage microwaves. So for me, I always start them at the lower. And then if I need to add time, it's cool. You can't take away time once it's cooked. So I'm going to, oops, sorry. Silly me tonight. Oh, lock this down. Now lock it down. I'm going to throw it in the microwave for 20 minutes. This is what I love about this recipe and trick-or-treating is while this is cooking for 20 minutes, if I had little ones that I had to finish up the face painting or find their costume because they put it someplace they can't find or find the trick-or-treat baskets. Okay, that was always our thing. Could never find them. This is in the microwave and it's cooking. And next time we'll show you how you can make a cornbread to go with this in our micropro grill, but not today. So this is going to go in the microwave for 20 minutes. I'll do that. And while that's cooking, you all get to watch Miss Marilyn do something really, really cool. So I'm going to bring Marilyn on stage with me right now. And because I want to hang out with her for a second and then I'll go away. Marilyn, can you tell me what you're doing? What you doing?
So what I am doing is something that you can do if I know there are some people out there who don't go trick-or-treating and instead just have, a bunch of friends over and have a party. And so you want to have some fun treats for the people so they don't feel like they've, given something up. So we're going to be making some cinnamon animal crisps, I guess is what you would call them. We're also going to make Oreo spiders. And we are going to be making some strawberry ghosts and strawberry Frankensteins. And then we're also making some graveyards. So,
well, I need to make you full screen, girlfriend, so you can go to town because I
All
can't
right.
wait to see what. And I'm going to throw my chili in and let that cook. See you later.
All right. So the first part, we're going to be making the cinnamon animal crisps to start, and those are actually using like your flour tortillas. So so if you're doing taco night and you have some left over, this is great to use up those extra tortilla shells. So what you're going to do is take one of the tortilla shells and then take your cookie cutters and cut out the different shapes of the tortilla shells. And so I did some here. I cut out a cat, I cut out a pumpkin, I cut out the eyes so that you can see the pumpkin, and I cut out some bats. So once you have the tortillas cut out, then what you're going to do is you're going to melt some butter. And I melted it in our micro pitcher, kept it all nice and clean inside my microwave. And I'm going to put that in our cereal bowl just to make it easier. So if you have the kids with you that are helping you do this recipe, to make it so that it's nice and easy for them to dip and move around. And then in here, I have 1 part cinnamon to 4 parts sugar. So whatever, I like to use a lot of cinnamon. That might be a lot of cinnamon to some people, but I like to use a lot of cinnamon. Love the taste of cinnamon, and cinnamon actually has more antioxidants than garlic. So so it's good for you. So so this kind of balances out some of the sugar stuff. Good for when you're stressed out. This is a great thing. Now, when my mother used to be making pies, she was an amazing pie maker. We would make this recipe using the leftover pie crust. You know, she would always cut some pieces off and we'd be able to have this. But today we're using the tortilla chips because I don't make pie. And I know Pat makes pies. So Pat, you could use the the leftover pie shells. So the tongs are great if you don't want to get your fingers dirty, or if you've got kids that are doing it so that you don't get their fingers on everything. But you just take it and put the piece in the sugar first, in the butter first, and then you take and put it in the cinnamon and sugar. So, and sometimes if you take a spoon and just kind of flap it around, that's a good way, but you want to get it so it's nice and coated. And then you're going to put it right on our silicone rectangle. And why am I using this silicone rectangle? It fits in the toaster oven. So when we're doing these recipes, we're essentially using all the different pieces we have in the kitchen. So so we want to be able to use the toaster oven at the same time. So the rectangle fits perfectly in there, and we can go ahead and we can cook those. And by the magic of television, I will show you what it looks like afterwards. And they look a little dark, but it's just the cinnamon and they taste so good. So you can just eat this plain, or you can make a fruit salsa or an apple pie salsa, which is really good too. So you could do that, or just have those available because those are good by themselves. So what you would do would be, if you're putting this in the toaster oven, it's at 350 degrees for about 8 minutes. And it's going to depend on your toaster oven, how big it is and things like that. So keep an eye on it the first time you do it. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're making the spiders. Okay, so spiders, we're going to take some of our pieces here. We have Oreos. Now, I have it in the Modular-Mate with the packaging, but afterwards you're going to take the packaging out so that way, if you're eating the Oreos, you don't have to worry about making a lot of noise, because this makes, everybody knows you're having Oreos when you take these out. But you take the Oreos and you want to take them apart. Now, if they don't come apart well, then like this one here, I tried earlier and I broke it. So if they break, no worries, stick them into our supersonic chopper. So we'll put the duds in the supersonic chopper. And we are going to be taking the pretzels. So we've got pretzel sticks here, and we're going to break them into 2. And how many legs does the spider have? Spider has 8 legs. So you want to break 4 of the sticks in half, and then you're going to put them into the cream. Okay, so I'll see if I can get it there so that you can see. We're going to break 4 of them and put them in the cream. And remember, these don't need to look perfect. They're supposed to be homemade. So you put the 8 legs on there, and then I'm going to take the Deco pen, and I took some just chocolate frosting and nuked it for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then kind of let it cool a little bit, and then poured it into the Deco pen. And then that way I can sit here and make it so that it seals back up is what you want. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the Deco pen to make spots where I'm going to put my eyes for the spider. So 2 little dots for the eyes. And then I have my eyes in my spice shaker, just so you don't use your eyes for something else. So you always want to label your eyes. So, so I've got 2 of the little eyes here, and we're going to stick those on. And there you have our little spider. So we're going to put those in with the crisps, and we're going to make a charcuterie board at the end of all this, of all the little things that we made. So I normally would have done more than one, but we're going to pretend that we had a lot of duds. So we're going to make some dirt for our graveyard, because we need some dirt around the graves. So we're going to take our Oreos and our supersonic chopper and move these out of the way. And we're going to give them some good chops here. And as Pat said, this is a great thing to do with the kids. They love pulling this and taking turns pulling it. And it's all nice and enclosed, so you don't have to worry about them getting their fingers, chopped or anything like that. So we've got our dirt here, and we're also going to be making chocolate pudding to go on the graveyard. So we need 2 cups of milk, and our just any chocolate pudding, or if you want a different flavor, you can do a different flavor because you're putting the Oreos on top. But we're just going to put the pudding in there, put our blender in there so it breaks up the chunks, put our top on, and this is our all-in-one shaker. That is the tall. So this one is, and I got to get it on here right so I don't make it go all over the place. But the Quick Shake one has a screw cap, and then this one has a pop cap. So, and one of the things that people call this is their gravy shaker. This is a great gravy shaker. You just want to make sure that when you're shaking this, that you keep your finger on the top. So you can just shake it up, and you want to put the pudding mix on the top, because if you put it on the bottom, then you're going to get chunkage on the bottom of stuff that hasn't broken up yet, because it gets moist and then it sticks. So if you put it on the top where the blender bar is, and then you give it the shakes, then then it won't have that big chunk on the bottom. So that's my tip for today. Now you'll feel that it's getting thicker. So it's getting thicker. And so I'm going to put this aside and let it kind of thicken up a little bit more. And we'll come back to finishing up the graveyard. I'm going to put this on its little holder here. So there we go. And now the final thing that we're going to do is, I'm going to move all this out of the way. Okay, is we are going to be making our strawberry ghosts and Frankensteins. So I took some strawberries and I washed them and spun them around a little bit in our salad spinner to get all the moisture off, because when you're dipping either chocolates or candy melts or anything like that, you want to make sure that you have it nice and dry. So otherwise it's not going to stick. So we want to make sure that's nice and dry. So I'm going to be taking candy melts, because I find candy melts work so much better than like the chocolate chips and things like that to do. So I always use the candy melts. Get the big pack when it's on sale around the holidays. This is actually from last year when it was on sale at the end of the season sale. Put it in the Module Mates and it keeps it nice and fresh. Even though it's got a zip, the zip broke the second that I opened it. So I put it in there. So I'm just putting a little bit in here and I'm going to put it on for about a minute. So I put it in our vent and serve, because that is designed that it can withstand, fats and sugars and stuff like that. So we put it in there for about a minute, and then you want to stir it, because you're going to look at it and it's going to look like it hasn't done anything. And then you're going to just put it back in again and then again and again. So you want to make sure you check it after that minute and give it a stir, because otherwise you can overcook it and then it seizes up and then it's not fun. So we're going to wait just a second. While that is doing that, I'm going to take a paper towel to make sure that the strawberries are nice and dry. And just to get that last little bit of moisture off of there. Getting that off. Great. So here we go. You can see it looks like it's still whole, but once you start stirring, then you're going to see that it's starting to melt here. And so you don't want to overheat it up. So I'm going to do this here, and I'll probably do another 15 seconds maybe, just to get it a little bit more. Actually, you know what? It's pretty darn close. I think we're good. Yeah. Once I start stirring even more, the heat from the others is really melting the others. So I'm just going to stop and not do it anymore. So we'll put this over here. To do the ghosts, what you want to do is you want to just take the strawberry and dip it in the white. So just hold it by the green part and just dip it all over. Get it good and coated. Let it kind of spin a little bit. And then we're going to put it right on our silicone baking mat. So I love the silicone baking mat because nothing sticks to it. So as it is hardening, it's dripping some of it down, but it's not gonna come unstuck. So it'll come off right there. Now you could decorate it right now while it's still hot and it still can take some different pieces. So you could take like mini M&Ms. So I've got little mini M&Ms here, and you could put it on. See if I can do this so that you guys can see it. So you could put 2 eyes on there. Put the 2 eyes, and then you could put the mouth on there. So there you got the little ghost. So you could do it that way, or afterwards you could take the Deco pen again and draw the faces on them. So earlier batch, I drew some faces on them. So that is the ghost. Now to make the Frankenstein, we're going to take, move this out of the way. We're going to take some food coloring and we're going to dye the candy melts green. Now, I know you can get different color candy melts, but why not use the one you already have? Because I don't need to store 5 bags of candy melts. I'm going to just take one of the bags of candy melts and make it the colors that I wanted to make it. And actually, I'm going to just do one little corner of it, that color, so that, I would take my time and mix this up a little bit more. But we're going to then take a pretzel and stick it through the top of the strawberry, because remember, Frankenstein has those bolts out of his head. So we do that. We'll put the pretzel there to make it look like the bolts and stuff. And then we're going to roll it in the green. And I'm making a mess. But, all right. And I'm going to show you, when you're trying to do it on camera, it does not come out as well as when you're doing it earlier.
And Marilyn hates it when she doesn't have somebody to talk to, so I'll come on screen and play.
I know. So here we go. That's what it looks like. I put a couple of the googly eyes again on there. So
I want to leave so they can
finish up with the graveyard. And all you do to finish up with the graveyard, and put this out of the way, is you take the pudding, you take the snack cup, put this out of the way, and we're going to pop the top for the pudding, and it's all done. Put that over here, take a spoon, spoon that into the snack cup, and then take your cookie crumbs that are in our Supersonic Chef. There we go. I'm going to take those, put those on top. And then you're going to take gummy worms, because of course you got to have gummy worms, right? And you're going to, let's see, my gummy worms here. Nice gummy worms. Stick those in there because there've got to be some worms in your dirt. And then you need the tombstone, right? So you take Milano cookies, and you can either, again, take the Deco pen, or you can take a little gel frosting, and you can write whatever message you want to write on there. So you can write rest in peace, or somebody's initials, or whatever you like. Put it on there, stick that in there, and you have the little graveyards. So you've got cookies, the gummy worms, the pudding, the cookie, all together. And then you put it in your charcuterie board here. So you've got your ghosts, you've got your Frankensteins, you've got your spiders, you've got your, got to put our black cat in there too. So all sorts of fun little things that you can have for your charcuterie board of Halloween goodies. So, and that is my portion.
That is absolutely gorgeous. Bring that back. We need to see that again. That is so amazing. Everybody check that out. Aren't you glad you're here? Look how cool that looks.
So yeah, I'm gonna get this one in there too. But
Yeah.
you fill up the little extras with candy corn or the candy. If you don't want to do a graveyard, you can do a pumpkin patch instead too. So you can use little, like it's like the candy corn, but it's pumpkins.
Oh,
So
Marilyn, we've got to
those
have a
in there.
picture of that to put on our page because I know everybody wants to see that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. All right, now we're going to pop over. I'm going to say bye-bye to Marilyn for a minute. Bye, Marilyn. I'm going to bring Miss Lisa Berry.
Hello.
Hey there, one of our executive managers. We're so proud of her. Also, teacher works well. Are you a teacher or are you a what media specialist?
I'm a teacher.
Okay. Well, I know you also teach computer and stuff, so I never knew.
Yeah, technology integrationist. So,
Yeah,
but
see,
I teach. I'm a teacher.
Big words like that Pat doesn't use. Technology integration. There you go. So Lisa Berry is also one of our executive managers and has got some fun things to share. Oh, that was my microwave with my
Well,
chili.
mine just went off too. So
I love it. So Lisa, what are you making for us again?
I am showing you how to make microwave caramel corn. So it is all done in the microwave, and I'm going to start by showing you.
I'm going to get out of your way, hon, so they have more of you and less of me. Bye.
I made a batch this afternoon, so I have a batch here on my silicone sheet as well because it doesn't stick at all. And what I would do at the holiday times is these 2-cup canisters, which are on sale right now for $15. So for $3.75 each, you can have a great gift if you fill them up with some goodies. So I would take one of these and I would fill up the container with 2 cups of caramel corn, and it makes a great gift for somebody. So that is one way to use those 2-cup canisters, which are on sale for this month. I'm now going to just take this caramel corn that I made earlier, and I'm going to put it in my impressions bowl because I'm going to start from scratch again. And I like this because I can kind of fold it up and just pour it into my bowl. And then I can close up the bowl and it's airtight and don't have to worry about my caramel corn going stale. And then I'm going to make another batch. So I do this at the holiday times. I make several batches at a time. And I made some popcorn earlier. I'm going to just grab out of my microwave. So what I cooked in here is 1 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of margarine, a 1/4 cup of light corn syrup, a little salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm just going to stir this up. And I got to put it back in for about 1.5 minutes. So I'm just going to stir it up so that I can put it back in. And then I'm going to add it to my popcorn that I have already cooked. So we'll put that in for 1.5 minutes. I'm going to bring my popcorn bowl over. This is my popcorn that I cooked earlier. It does suggest you keep it warm for a while, but I've had this cooked for a while and it's fine. I do want to talk about I used a stack cooker to cook my mixture of brown sugar and margarine or butter and corn syrup. And then when I cook my popcorn in a popcorn popper that I have that usually has kernels on the bottom. So I put it into my colander of my stack cooker and just kind of shake it around. And then I can pull most of the popcorn out and the seeds are left in the bottom. So just to make sure I don't have any kernels in the bowl of popcorn. So as soon as I have just about 40 seconds left on that. So this is the Mega. That's a bowl. This is a 59 cup one. It's not available all the time, but I also have used a smaller one. I would normally make a double batch and put it in here, but tonight I just made a single batch to show you. And as soon as my mixture is out in just a few seconds here, I'm going to do the next step, which is adding baking soda to my mixture. And the reason I'm adding baking soda, or the reason baking soda is added to caramel corn, is that it reacts with the brown sugar and the corn syrup, and it foams up the mixture. So it's going to foam this up a little bit. Let me make a little room here. So I'm going to just stir this up again, and then I'm going to add into this just a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And I use my silicone spatula as well because nothing sticks to it. And you can see on this sheet that I had on here, none of my caramel corn stuck to it. You'll notice this is going to get a little browner. It's going to foam up. And that's so that when you put it on your corn, it's going to get in between the corn and it's going to make it harden up a little faster in your caramel corn. So I do that. I'm going to just pour this right over my popcorn. And this mixture is very hot. But what's nice about the stack cooker pan is that I can, it doesn't get real hot, so I can do that. And then I'm just going to stir this up, mix it as best I can. You want to have some caramel on all of your popcorn that you have in here. And then I'm just going to put it out on my sheet and let it cool, and then break it apart and put it into a bowl or put it into containers if I am giving it away. So my teachers at school will get a little treat tomorrow. I'll leave this in the teacher's room for them so they can have a little caramel corn. Just going to put that out on the sheet. And you can see this sheet, I mean, nothing sticks to it, which is really nice and makes for easy cleanup. So I would just put this out on the sheet, and then as it cools, I break it up so that, and break it up to put it into the containers or into my bowl. So easy microwave caramel popcorn. The longest thing that takes is to make the popcorn, and then the rest of it is really quick. I cooked the first batch, the sugar, for 3 minutes, and then I put it back in for 1.5 minutes. So Pat, I think I am all set.
I love it, Lisa. What a great gift too. I mean, especially when we've got that giant canister right now. You could put it all in that giant canister.
Yep.
I'd have to get it out of my house because I'd want to eat it all.
Well, I ate part of the first batch. It wasn't quite as big as it was when I started.
Well, you have to taste test.
Yes.
That's so true. So Lisa, I had the products that you were using scrolling around the bottom. If anybody has any questions, pop it into the chat. We'd love to hear any questions you have for Miss Lisa. But it's so funny because we're all using that same spatula tonight. So that spatula has just been a workhorse in all our kitchens.
And the silicones. I love my silicones.
Yeah. And there goes my microwave again. So we're going to say goodbye to Lisa for now. And I'm going to wrap this up. And then we're going to all come back together to say goodnight and see if anybody had any questions. Because right now we're doing great on time. We're always afraid we're going to go long. But I have one more recipe. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
So everybody, before I do my last recipe, I want to show you the chili. And I want to tell you something. I always have to be careful because I'm a person that always grabs my microfiber towels when I'm in my kitchen. There's usually one over my shoulder. In fact, my daughter-in-law said, that's where your son gets it from. I never can find my kitchen towels. He does what his mom does. But I'm always making sure that I grab my silicone oven mitts when I play with the stack cooker, because sometimes I go to grab it with this. And I love microfiber, but one thing I know about microfiber is it's not heat resistant. In fact, the fibers melt when they get near heat. So I really have to train myself not to use this to grab something hot. So it's just going to stay there for a moment. And because my pressure cooker is so hot and I want to show it to you all, I'm actually going to get out Grandma's hot pad and put it down here. Now, it's depressurized, and the kids are ready to go trick-or-treating, but we got to have a little something to eat first. So the pressure's gone down, so I know I'm safe to open it. And I'm going to open it And when I do, a little hard to do with a glove. I need a hand. There we go. Those handles are stay cool. When I lift it up though, I am going to be careful. And I'm going to lift it up away from me so that steam goes to all of you. I wish we had smell-o-vision like we always say. But now that in my kitchen, everybody, whipped up in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. OMG. Now you can see because I haven't, look at this, look how good this looks. So I'm actually going to scoop out a little bit and I'm going to show you where I'm going to serve it in because this is what our family loves to do. Let me grab my ladle over here in Tupper Heaven here. And these are some of their salad bowls, dessert bowls, ice cream bowls, but I'm going to use them tonight for my chili. Love this red. Red's my favorite color. Anybody else like red besides me? So what's great about that ladle is look how much I'm getting. I'm going to take that ladle, I'm going to ladle it out. I could put a little sour cream over the top of it if I wanted to, but look how good that looks. Then for fun, because everybody likes fun, you could take some tortilla chips. And if you made Maryland's chips, but didn't put the cinnamon spice on them, but just cut them out in the, oh, that's such a cool idea. I just thought of that. If you cut them out like the Mad Cat, just out of tortilla chips, I'm sorry, not tortillas, but the tortillas that you spray with Pam and you bake them. And you could actually put a little seasoning on them if you wanted to make them a little spicy. You could have I'll have Marilyn come back on. She'll know how to do this. Little kitty cat treats that are for Halloween on the side of this bowl because I have that little dip bowl. So I would just like be the grandma of grandmas with that. Look how wonderful that looks, everybody. Love it. I'm going to taste it here in a minute. But while that was cooking, while Lisa was doing her thing, I also made one more recipe, but I forgot. So when Norm takes us to lunch tomorrow, because he works outside the home right now, this is what he'll take it in. He'll take the Tupperware soup mug, and this holds 2 cups. And then he'll pop that vent at work and warm it up in the microwave. And he's been taking good stuff like this to work, and everybody's always like, what smells so good? Because everybody else is eating cold sandwiches. So that's a wonderful way. So what I'll do is stack up 3 or 4 of the soup mugs in the fridge. And then he doesn't mind eating the same thing every day because it's warm and wonderful and hot. And he's set to go. It's a 2-cup container and it is liquid type. And it's stain resistant, so it won't have that pink ring of shame. So that makes me happy. So this is going to go over here. And I want to show you this hot chocolate. Remember I told you I've never made this before. Let's see. And I put it in while Lisa was talking the same time. So, we're going to look at it. Okay. So let me tell you about this recipe my friend gave me. And great thing about Tupperware is we share fun recipes all the time. And she said, Pat, you've got to try this. And I went, really? So it's a slow cooker pumpkin hot chocolate. And this is what it has in it. Now I'm going to tell you what I did is I have this recipe because it's just Norm and I. And I'm actually going to probably put out a little note and see if any of my friends in the area want it because we don't need all this. But anyhow, it is sweetened condensed milk. It's heavy cream. It's milk. You want to know the ingredients? Okay. So it's 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. It is 2 cups of heavy cream. It's 6 cups of milk, 12 ounces of white chocolate chips, 15 ounces of pumpkin puree, some pumpkin pie spice, and then we're going to top it with whipped cream. So in the slow cooker, you mix it all up. If you're using a slow cooker, and it says in the recipe, it would take up to 3 hours to be ready. Well, guys, I don't have 3 hours. So I did it in our amazing pressure cooker. And you know how long I had to cook it? I only had to cook it, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. I only had to cook it for 5 minutes. That's it. And it's all smooth. And I just used my ladle. Shoot. And we're going to try some of this to see how it actually tastes. But here's what I might do. So if I'm out walking around in the neighborhood with the grandkids, I would probably put it in here because it's going to stay nice and hot. And this is our, I'll find you the right name. I'll type it out. But I love these. These are what I call my coffee mugs. And why I love them so much, everything stays hot in here so long. Now, if we were going to be in the house, I might pop it and like we're going through all, you know how you go through the bag of candy, all the candy the kids got, and you pick out what they got? I might put it into my Cool and Warmy because this will keep it hot for over 4 hours. And I could serve right from here and the kids would think it's so cute. And if you really love this, ask your consultant how you can get one because she can hook you up. It's really cool. Or if Norm and I are going to be walking with the grandkids up on the mountain, because they live up on the mountain, we could put it in the thermos. And then as they're having all their fun, we could sip out of this if we wanted to. So we've got so many options. And yes, Tupperware has a thermos now. Coolest thing ever. But right now, oops, sorry guys, something was in my way. I'm going to put a little bit of this. I'm going to find something to scoop it with. This will work. This isn't exactly what I wanted, but I use a ladle. Live TV, guys. And I need to try this because I'm dying to try this. Because who would think pumpkin, white chocolate, heavy cream? But I got to do the whipped cream. I just got to taste it first. Let me taste it. Guys, it tastes like a pumpkin pie. Oh my gosh, you guys have to. I didn't think I was going to like it. Oh yeah, okay. What? Oh my gosh. Okay, who's going to come over and help us drink this? Because guys, look how much I have. Y'all got to come over and help me finish this up. Now, here's the thing. If I was really playing with the grandkids with this hot chocolate, well, what's hot chocolate without, I got to move this, without whipped cream. Move this over here. So, I'm going to whip up some cream. Now, I love to make my own whipped cream just because it's fun and it makes me happy, and life's all about being happy. It also, to me, tastes better, but it needs a little something. Where'd it go? I have too much stuff out tonight, guys. I had a little snack cup of powdered sugar, and it disappeared. So what I normally will do with it, I had so much out to do tonight, I would put in about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and it's here. It's just hiding from me at the moment. And probably somebody's yelling at the camera right now. Tell me where it is. Huh, hold on. Where'd it go? I had everything out I needed. Always the way with me. I'm so silly. No, it's disappeared. I'll find it as soon as we go off camera. But it's okay. So this is our whipping mix. One of my favorite things to play with. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. I put in here about less than a cup of whipped cream. Heavy cream. Hey, Dorothy, thanks for watching us. And Stacy Gokey's here. And Eva's watching us. Yay! Sherry Buscombe says, Westcombe says, your popcorn looks yummy, Lisa. And Samantha, hey, thanks for joining our crazy cooking class. We hope you like this. We have so much fun doing this for you. I'm going to do this a little bit more because I was looking down. You know what? The kids can do this. I let the kids do this. They love it. This is how we make our waffles. There we go. So with that wonderful pumpkin hot chocolate, a little more. I like it. There we go. Now I could, and there's my wonderful whipped cream. Look at that. It's coming right off the beaters. With that whipped cream, I could have put just a little bit of that pumpkin spice in the whipped cream, and that would have been the boop on top of that amazing hot chocolate. So, oh, wow, we did so much. I'm going to bring my chefs back with me. Excuse me. I'm just going to drink a little more. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's amazing. I have to call my friend. I'm going to bring my buddies back. And we did this in 48 minutes. Guys, we are so good. And I forgot things. So we had a lot of people watching us tonight. We are so happy you were here with us. If you love some of the products that we use tonight, connect with your consultant. I know that she's got a party link going on. Or connect with your hostess if you're here with your hostess and be able to take advantage of some of these amazing products. Marilyn, what you got there?
I was just trying to make my Frankensteins look a little better.
That's Marilyn. She's never happy with the way they come out. She always has to play with it a little more.
I just zapped the discs a little bit longer just to make them a little bit easier to put on.
And Marilyn, you'll share those recipes, and Lisa, you'll share your caramel corn.
Yep. And I meant to add, I put a little Himalayan salt over my caramel corn, so it makes it more like a salted caramel. So
that's wonderful.
I meant to mention that.
That's a great idea.
And put a little cinnamon in your whipped cream for your pumpkin.
Yeah, I was doing the pumpkin pie spice, but cinnamon would be good too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm serious. And by the way, I don't do spice. and I put a lot of that very extra hot, spicy chili powder in that. Oh, baby. That's a little warm, but Norm's going to love it, everybody. So, Marilyn, could we make those like the kitty cat chips in like a tortilla chip? If we took a flour tortilla, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to do it so that it was a spicy rather than a sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. You could take, let's see, what would I use? I'd use
chili powder.
Yeah, I was going to say some chipotle, or it depends on how spicy you want it.
Yeah.
So a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of chipotle, any of your like taco seasoning mix,
Cumin.
Cumin and stuff. So you could spray it with Pam or dip it in the butter and then add that, and then just put it on the rectangle again. Throw it in the. If you want to do lots of them, then you could put it on the big one and put it in the oven. If you want to do just a few, then you can put it in the toaster oven. So.
And I love that. I'm serious. Because I know adult Halloween parties are the thing now. You would be the hit of the Halloween party if you brought salsa, and we can teach you how to make salsa, and you brought those cut out. Oh my gosh, they would be like overachiever. Pinterest. There you go.
Exactly.
We have to think what we're going to cook next month. Do you guys have any ideas? Not that you're committed to helping me, but what do you think we should do next month? We need ideas.
Well, if you want a fun appetizer thing, we have a turkey cheese ball. So it looks like a turkey. So. Oh,
I love this idea. I think we need to do holiday appetizers. It's that time of year.
It is.
Great idea. So we'll get that date posted for our next pop-up kitchen. We hope you love being with us. We sure love doing it for you. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. And make sure you connect with your consultant and get your hands on some of this amazing product that we're using, because it's going to make your life a lot easier, especially that spatula. So I'm going to thank Marilyn and Lisa for helping me out, because I can't do this by myself. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go eat chili. Good night, all. 52 minutes. Hey, we're rock stars. Thanks again, everybody.
I'll post the picture.